First and foremost, I made every mistake anybody can ever make.
I'm glad you said that, because when people look at guys like you, and they'll be like, man, maybe he never make any mistakes.
And you showed me somebody who hadn't made mistakes, and I showed you somebody who hadn't tried anything. First thing I can tell you is go home and grab your television set, throw it out the window. You know, we don't listen to the news, don't listen to the negativity.
Knowledge is only power if you're getting it from the right mentor. Hello everyone, this is Jack Wu, your host for Mentors Talk. Let me begin by saying life is truly a chase to become the ultimate version of you. That person do exist, but in the very, very near future. Most people try to conform you to become average and ordinary. To become the ultimate version of you, you really need three things. The first thing you need is a desire, because I truly believe that desire cannot be taught. You either got it or you don't. And if you don't got the desire, you better figure out why you need to do something badly. The second thing to become the ultimate version of you is you need an opportunity. There are a lot of people in this world today work extremely hard, but yet they're still not succeeding because they are in the wrong platform, in the wrong opportunity. And of course, the number three is, which to me is the most critical one, is that you got to have a right mentor. You see, mentorship is critical to anyone's success. Today, I'm actually very excited to have my life coach, mentor David Carroll, to be in this special interview with me. David Carroll is currently the founder and CEO for one of the fastest growing IMO in America called Premier Financial Alliance. I am happy to be his partner. David has been in the business for over 30 years. With his monster belief and passion and vision, he has become an extremely successful entrepreneur by helping so many people in America today through his company's opportunity and his products. And today I want to take some time to interview him, so my audience will find out exactly who is that one guy I have been always talking about, who has helped me to become the real me. My first question, and I'm sure all the audience want to find out, is that what humble beginnings have shaped you to become the person you are right now?
Jack, thank you for having me, and I'm honored to be here. And that's a pretty easy question for me. You know, I'm one of 7 children that grew up in a town in middle Georgia called Macon, Georgia, and very humble beginnings. 7 kids, 2 adults, and about a 1,400 square foot house. That's humble in itself, as you know. But growing up, there was a lot of love. There was a lot. I had a mother who was our best cheerleader. She always said you could do anything you wanted to do in life, and she was always pushing us to think about life. I had a father who was a very great man, but more reserved, more calm than my mother, which is good. But they were very family oriented, and as growing up in a family with 9 people in a small house, you learn that humility is part of it. And the one thing that sticks out in my past more than anything was during the winter time. We all played sports. We were a baseball family, and my sister was a cheerleader. She was the first of 7, so she was the oldest, and my father always said she gets first dibs on the one bathroom that we used. And so she'd come in from cheerleading practice, and we'd come in from baseball practice, so she got to take a shower first. Then I had an older brother who's a lot taller than I am, and he always made sure he got second. And by the time it got time for me to take a shower, there was nothing but cold water in the wintertime. So my goal was to have a hot shower in the wintertime and to have a clean toilet seat when I went in there. So it's kind of funny, but that stuck with me all these years. Motivation comes in a lot of forms, but that's one of the simple forms of my motivation growing up is that I wanted to have privacy in my life with my own bathroom. And that may sound kind of silly, but that was one of the things that drove me, and there's many others, but that was one of the things from humble beginnings.
You are truly, honestly, you're truly one of the very few people that I personally met in my life that could still handle success so well. Your humbleness is just one of the main reasons why I have been with you, working with you for so many years. Now, I truly believe that there's certain things can be taught in life, in business, but also on the other hand, David, there are things cannot be taught. Intuition cannot be taught. Maybe how to read people cannot be taught. You have to go through experience to gain those kind of skill set. One of the things that I believe cannot be taught is desire, right? And I just kind of feel that either you got it or you have to figure out how to get it. So my question is that at what point in your life did you say to yourself, I want to be successful so bad? I know you were not just, one of the first things, I want to win so bad. At what point?
Growing up and being very competitive in sports and being student body president of my high school.
Yeah.
So I learned to speak in front of people. I learned how to deal with people on projects and I worked part-time through high school and then for a year in college in a shoe store selling ladies' shoes, part-time.
I heard that story many times. It's a funny story though.
And I learned a lot about people but I also learned about what people made at these particular jobs that became your life. And I think I realized early on that I wanted to be in the people business in some way. And coming from 7 kids and not having a lot of money growing up, I had a desire to do something special. I had a desire, in one respect, I wanted things that I never could have, but I also wanted security. I wanted to know that what could I do to find something that would allow me to be me. I found out I had a speaking ability early on in life, and I found out that when I would enter.
Was it something you developed, the speaking ability, or something that you believe that is born with?
I don't think people are born with speaking abilities. I think people grow confidence as they get older by encouraging parents, by getting out there and actually trying things that people are uncomfortable with. See, I think that's probably, Jack, one of the key things that I've learned as I've been in this business. If you're not doing something that's uncomfortable, you're not growing. You can't grow unless you try things, unless you face fears, the fear of speaking, the fear of failure, the fear of what people may think if you try something. All those things were a challenge for me, that I had to try things. I had to get out there and say, okay, David, you don't feel comfortable doing this, but do it anyway, and learn to explore what you're capable of. And I think, Jack, that's, for me, desire came from me and my humble beginnings, but wanting to try to find out who I was, and I had a desire first to find out what was possible, and then once I found out what that was, then I had the desire to be the best at it that I could be early on. And as I was in the people business, I found out that selling has 2 degrees of it. Selling has a degree of selling a concept or a product to somebody out there who needs what you're selling, but also selling the dream or the vision of what you're doing to other people and letting them know that if you can do it, they can do it too. So that's kind of where my desire came from. I needed to explore what was possible for me.
Okay. Now, as an immigrant, I've been to this country for over 25, 26 years already. When I first came to America, I thought the dream of being in America is to become a homeowner. Finally, I realized, came to America as an immigrant is not about home ownership, it's about entrepreneurship. But a lot of people are afraid to become an entrepreneur because they don't think they can do it. Now, what inspired you to start your company many years ago? What inspired?
If life is going to change, I've got to try something different.
Yeah.
And I found out that a lot of people would approach me as I was selling product and making a living, because I was full-time in the financial industry early on in life. And as I talked to people and changed my life, many people I knew wanted to know how and why I was doing something that was so different than what they were doing. And so I found out through talking with people and sharing my life with people, they wanted to join me. And I figured if they were going to join me, then why not start my own business? Why not see if by me sharing the vision of where I was going to go with this thing, and I could bring a lot of people with me, and that we could build a business the way we wanted to build it, and not be like everybody else. See, I never wanted to be like everybody else. I wanted to build a business that was different. So I decided at a young age, very controversially, because my parents thought I was crazy. You're too young to get in the business for yourself.
Sure.
I decided to try it. And then one month, the third month that I started it, I made about $22,600.
And that was what, 30 years ago, a month?
That was
a lot of money.
A lot of money a month.
Yeah.
And my father said, well, I guess if any of my kids were going to do this, I knew it would be you. Because he tried to convince me to get a regular job. And that just never was part of me. Having a boss, having somebody tell me what to do, doing all the work and somebody else getting all the credit, it's just not something that I was wanting to do. So at a young age, I said, if I'm going to do this, do it now. Before you have children, before you have responsibility, do it now. Go out there and see what you're made out of and see if you can make it. Because I think people, Jack, more than anything, I know you know this because we're very similar to this, is that people buy you, not your age. They listen to what you say. They buy the maturity of what is coming out of you describing what they need to do. Sales is all about moving people to a place where they see what it is that you're trying to get them to buy.
I'm 1000% agree on what you just said. Age really has nothing to do with your success. Because I think a lot of people these days, their excuses are, well, I'm too young to be an entrepreneur, or some people might say, well, I'm too old to be an entrepreneur. I think age has nothing to do with it. What I believe has everything to do with it is your know-how, your expertise. You could be 35 years old if you know more than others when it comes to your product lines, when it comes to the opportunity, and if you're out-earn everybody else, everybody would want to learn from you. Your company is growing every single year, at least 20 to 30% every single year for the last 10 years, while many companies out there are either plateauing or slowing down or not growing. What is the one thing you're most proud of the company that you build? I'm pretty sure there's so many things that you're proud of. If there's one thing that you are extremely proud of, what would that be about your company?
Our leaders, watching them grow, watching them start from nothing, but having a big desire and a pure heart of what they're doing, and watching them transform their families' lives and transform who they are, and watching them become people that I don't even know if they realize they would become, because of they're actually realizing that they have a lot of great in them and their hearts are good, and that if you just get out and let it happen and get out there and try, that life can change. Because in our company, we've given them the tools. All they have to do is go to work. And so watching people put that effort in and actually believe and trust us that we're going to deliver on our promises. Because a lot of companies tell a great story of coming in the front door.
Yeah.
But then once the
it doesn't match.
It changes. It
Exactly.
changes. We know so many of these people that'll tell you something at first, but then they keep changing things. And every time they change it, it hurts people. And our company's never done that. We keep things the same from the things that we promised them, but then we give them more too. And we keep giving them better products and better concepts and more compensation and all those things. So watching people change their lives, to me, that is the ultimate thrill for me, is when we recognize people in our meetings and all, to be able to recognize people that are so good-hearted, and to see how they, tears in their eyes, and how they change their life and meet their spouses, and how grateful they are that they had this opportunity.
There's no question about one thing. There are a lot of people who overpromise and underdeliver. You are one of those very few people in this world today, and I'm the witness on that, who actually overpromise and overdeliver. What is your greatest hope for leaders in your company?
I'm a big believer, Jack, that we got a lot of people in this country who are lost right now. They really don't know what they want to do. They become dependent on other people, and maybe dependent on our government to a degree, to try to run their lives. And I think as we go around America and continue to grow, my biggest hope is that we continue to deliver their dreams. We help people deliver the dreams that they have, and we start people dreaming again. See, people have stopped dreaming because if you listen to the news and you listen to what they say, you would think this is the most negative world we've ever lived in. But it's the greatest time we've ever had for opportunity. And so I love to find those people who are willing to listen to the truth, that America's still the greatest country in the world for opportunity. And if they want it, we provide the platform to help them get it. So my hope is that we find those good people. We find more of them. And as we grow, we find the biggest core of leadership out there in any company in America, because we allow people to earn the right to grow, earn the right to go and be who they really want to be. And so my hope is that all of us together, by you and I and other people, continue to recruit and bring people like that in, that we multiply our efforts and bring more and more great people who deserve to have an opportunity.
No, we're doing it right now, and I'm pretty sure that we'll do it successfully, continue to do it successfully. When people look at the final product of a successful entrepreneur like you, they usually tend to think that you are perfect. You don't make mistakes. You're born to be like that. If there was one thing that you could do it differently, what would that one thing be?
First and foremost, I made every mistake anybody can ever make. I mean,
I'm glad you said that, because when people look at guys like you, and they'll be like, man, maybe he never make any mistakes.
Listen, you show me somebody who had made mistakes, and I'll show you somebody who hadn't tried anything.
Right.
And hasn't been successful in anything. You have to find your rhythm in business. But if I had to go back and change one thing. You and I have talked about this. I think rather than let success at the beginning go to my head,
right?
Because in my early 20s, I was making six figures back in the 80s.
Wow. That's equivalent to probably $250,000 now.
I don't know, but when you're making that kind of money and you can go out and buy things that you've always dreamed about. And growing up poor, I never had any of those things. So I think for me, I wish I had some of that money back. But I've replaced that now. But I wish that I'd have been a better steward of my finances. But when you're young in your 20s like I was, I also look at it as a blessing to a degree, because I was able to learn from my mistakes. See, the world, you're not entitled when you make money, you're blessed. And treat it like a blessing, and learn how to put away and save, and learn how to have money that you never touch for your future. And you got to start that early. So I wish I'd have started earlier. And we save a lot of money now. But I would like to learn that earlier. But you just compound your efforts over time and you make up for it that way. But now, though, we can bless others by teaching them from the mistakes that I made.
Well, I appreciate you taught me all this amazing strategies and philosophies. And the reason why I can get to where I am today financially is because all the little secrets you taught me. Increase your income, cut down your expenses, save more money for taxes, and then invest your money in multiple streams of investments. Now you have everything pretty much. Your health is great, got an amazing family, got all the money in the world, your company's blowing up, you have leaders who's making multiple six-figure income within 1 or 2 years, and you got guys that are making seven-figure income right now. So things are going extremely well. How do you want to be remembered one day?
It's not, I don't want to be remembered for what I did for my family. I want to be remembered for what I did for other people's families. I think the word legacy comes to mind when I think about how you want to be remembered. And I think everybody needs to do their best to leave some kind of legacy in their life. More than anything, though, is leave a legacy of opportunity. Leave a legacy that I didn't just take something that was good and keep it to myself and make a lot of money and then disappear, but to see how many people we could take with us, to see how many people that we could share the dream of what this does, and our concepts could not only change people's lives, but change the messenger's lives. See, we're nothing but messengers. We're going out there and telling a story about something that is going to change your life sooner or later. You don't know it yet. We don't have crystal balls. We can't go out there and say, well, in 10 years from now, something's going to happen to you and you're going to need this concept. But statistics tell us, Jack, that 1 out of every 3 people will need what we do sometime in their life. And so I want to leave a legacy of helping families survive during the dark days of their life, not have to worry about finances. And I want to leave a legacy of opportunity that we literally produce the most 6-figure, 7-figure people that work with us of any other corporation ever in American history. And that would be, if we can do that, then we've done something big.
That's legacy right there. And I think everybody started because of one word, and that's currency. I don't think anything wrong with that. But very few people actually can graduate from the phase of just making money currency to be like you now. Another highest level is legacy. And when I started, it was all about money, nice cars, material things. But the difference between people like you and I is that we graduated from the currency and ultimately now got to the legacy level. So any final message for the entrepreneurs in the world today?
Yes, listen, if you're an entrepreneur, have faith. You know, first thing I can tell you is go home and grab your television set, throw it out the window. You know, we don't listen to the news, don't listen to the negativity, don't listen to the upheaval all over the world politically, and don't believe everything you hear, because there's opportunity has never been greater than it is today. I can tell you, since we had our recession 11, 12 years ago, we've been up 20-30% every year. You know, and that you can build your own economy. You can build your own system of continuing to help people, because people need help regardless of what the economy is doing. There's still hope. There's still a way to do it. There's still a way. Don't pollute your mind and poison your mind with the negativity of our world right now. And I love America. I love the world. I'm not saying that everything's bad, but we're not very positive when it comes to let people know that you can be what you want to be, and that anything's possible. And because we're proving that anything's possible, and we're proving that if you keep the negativity away from you, there's a lot of positive here. There's a lot of momentum here. There's a lot of great things happening here. And you know, to see people in 3 and 6 months make $100,000 in the first 3 months and 6 months like we have. To see people that they're doing it at record speed because of the platform we have is attracting entrepreneurs from every walk of life. And so don't give up. If you try something and it's failed, hey, keep trying. And hopefully we'll run into you soon. Well,
thank you so much, David. This is a one-take interview, because many people, when they interview, they take many takes. So appreciative of your time. Your time is so valuable. And again, once again, thank you for what you have done for me personally. I wouldn't be where I am today unless I had you guiding me all these years. And like I said earlier, life is a chase to become the best version of you. And that person do exist, but in the very near future. You got to have a desire to win more than anybody wants you to win. You got to have the right opportunity that can get you there. And of course, the last one, which is the most critical one, is to have the right mentor like David, who's been there, done it, and is able to teach you the right philosophy. You know, we all heard a saying, to wrap it up, David, is that, you know, people kept saying, knowledge is power. I disagree with that statement. Knowledge is only power if you're getting it from the right mentor. Knowledge ain't power if you're learning from people who's financially struggling. Knowledge is definitely not power if you're learning from those so-called motivators, mentors. All they want to do is make money out of you, but they're not truly wanting to help you to develop your identity. So remember, knowledge is only power if you're getting it from the right mentor. With that being said, guys, thank you for your time. Thank you for my audience continuously being a big supporter of my channel. I will see you guys very soon. Take care. Thank you so much, David. I appreciate you, man.
My pleasure, buddy.
Thank you. Love you too, man.